Arrow Video has released on Blu-ray from 1989 the film Black Rainbow, not to be confused with Beyond the Black Rainbow. This is a film, a little kind of an indie drama written and directed by Mike Hodges, who previously had done the 1980 Flash Gordon and the 1970s Get Carter. This is a story of this father and daughter, we think they're father and daughter, confidence team that sort of crisscrosses the country posing as a Christian faith healer seer. The father is played by Jason Robards and the daughter is Rosanna Arquette. And they're just going around from town to town having these, vaguely sort of like indoor revival meetings where she sees and speaks with people who have passed on and gives people words from beyond and maybe occasionally heals somebody and all that. And then at one point she has a vision that a hitman is going to kill somebody. And the hitman finds out about that and decides it's time for her to go because she knows what he did and who he is. The hitman is sort of a family man by day, and by night or afternoon or whenever he gets the phone call, he kills people. So Tom Hulse plays a reporter that meets them along the way. This film is sort of told in flashback. So Tom Hulse, the film is basically the framing device is Tom Hulse is this reporter who's trying to find Rosanna Arquette after having met her years ago following a story. So you see him coming in and out of the story. It's a very kind of a cold, wintry, low-key kind of film. It's a low-key drama, despite sort of the fantastic elements in there. It's really about people. It's about the relationship between the sort of alcoholic Robards and his daughter, and who may or may not want to keep pulling this scam, but it's what they've been doing for so long. And Hulse, who sort of sees the good in her and wants to get closer to her, and does. And the hitman who's trying to kill him. So it's a film I'd never heard of before, and it's one of those that I didn't think it was a bad film. I thought it was interesting. It's the kind of film that you would catch on HBO or Cinemax one evening or afternoon and sort of say, like, I've heard of these people, I might as well watch it. And when it's over, you'd be like, yeah, that was okay, it had its moments. It's the kind of film that you see, or I see, and I see names like Jason Robards and Rosanna Arquette, and then I say, why haven't I heard of this movie? And I always say, well, there's a reason for that. And it's usually because they're either not good or they just don't quite come together. Now, if you're just looking at it as a straight drama, regardless of who's in it and who's behind the scenes, it's decent, it's effective. It's not terribly dynamically told. It's not very dynamic visually. Even with the Arrow treatment, it doesn't have that special a look to it, It's what I've heard people refer to as dreary Canadian films. I'm not sure that this was shot there, but it has the vibe of the dreary Canadian films I think about. It's just kind of overcast, and the colors are fairly muted, and the performances are fairly low key, and it just kind of shuffles along and does what it does. So I didn't really get a lot out of this film personally. Black Rainbow, to me, it was interesting to see because I'd never heard of it and for who is in it. Those who are in it are good. It's great to see Robards in anything, and Arquette was fine. And Hulse was kind of the low-key, aw shucks Tom Hulse as he normally is in films. And the film, because it's Arrow, it's never looked as good as it has here. It's got a decent amount of extras. I believe it has a commentary by the director, but again, forgive me, it's been a while since I watched this. But overall, if this is a film that, as I say with any Arrow release, if this is a film you saw and liked long ago, you've never seen it looking as good or presented as good as it is here, so it's got that going for it. Otherwise, it's probably doomed to be mistaken for a film that was done by the son of the man who did Cobra for all of its life. Black Rainbow, available now on Arrow Home Video on Blu-ray.